Yes, you were about to raise your hand.
Yeah, my name is Mark Minnick. I'm going to be moving back to Meriden shortly, so I'll be in this district once again. But my soon-to-be ex-spouse, who still covers my insurance, just got the bad news that Aetna is going to be raising her weekly insurance premiums by $30 a week and raising the deductible from $1,000 to $5,000 just to keep the plan that we currently have. Now, the president talked about how we were going to be saving all this money if we could keep the plan that we have. He didn't say that we were going to have to spend more to keep the plan we have. So now that he's proven himself to be a liar, when will you join the Republicans and the principal Democrats in your party that are working to repeal this law? Or are you going to continue to vote in lockstep with the president and the progressive leaders of your party?
Well, based on what I've seen on a lot of the insurance plans, one should take with a small grain of salt. I assume you've had experience with the insurance companies over a long period of time. This has been very convenient for insurance companies to blame anything that they don't like, all increases, on the Affordable Care Act, which may have absolutely nothing to do with it whatsoever.
It has everything to do with it.
Well,
that's the reason why they're hiking insurance rates, they're raising deductibles, because they can't afford. See, I mean, if you guys really wanted everyone on insurance, you would have made the penalty to not join the insurance companies $100,000 a year. Instead, you made it so darn cheap that it made it easy for the companies to get out of it and not provide health care. So if you guys really cared about the health care insurance companies and trying to make sure that every American was insured, you'd have made the penalty higher than any premium that was out there. That would have guaranteed every single American would have gotten on insurance, it would have lowered costs across the board, and everyone wouldn't be dealing with what we're dealing with now. But you know, everyone that my wife talks to at the hospital where she works, not a single one of them is seeing a decrease in their premiums or seeing their deductible remain the same. And it is because of this health care law.
well, we're doing everything, as I'm sure you know. I was elected last year. The bill was designed in 2009, 2010, and whatever that structure was set in stone well before I got to Congress. I would agree with you that we're far better off with a system in which everybody's involved. In which everybody's involved. And so we're working, you know, if the system works the way it should, people will find it to be better to be insured than not. I mean, it's one thing I find curious about this is that everybody's required to have insurance for their cars. Because the consequences of being in an accident when you have a car are pretty serious, and they involve other people as well. And I find it curious that we don't do that. It's shocking that we would suggest with healthcare, but again, that does affect lots of other people. And people do get covered in this country, and if your wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, works at a hospital, part of the reason our insurance costs are so high and our healthcare costs are so high in this country is because a very large number of people who don't carry insurance basically get their health care inefficiently and extremely expensively at hospitals. It's not a good way to deliver care. If you talk to anyone about how to deliver high-quality care at an affordable price, you would never do it through an emergency room. So we really do need to work together, and you know, I don't care what label people have after their name. We need to figure out, I think the shared goal, which I assume you're supportive of, is having quality health care available to all Americans. And so figuring out how to do that, and frankly, I don't care who passed it, what label, what you call it, but that goal, and that's what we need to be working to do, is to figure out how do we have it be affordable, quality health care. I'll tell you, I was in the legislature, one of the things, I was on the Appropriations Committee, and I was also on the Public Health Committee. We passed a bill through, which was quite important to deal with the insurance companies, to say that you have to have 85% of the premiums actually have to go to delivery of care. Because in fact, a lot of those premiums were going to investments that the insurance companies were making to make money off of our premiums, and not to put it into care for people. So we have a lot of work we need to do in this country about our whole structure of medical care. There was something I was reading just yesterday about, actually it was in today's paper, about the cost of cancer drugs in this country that are no more effective than long-standing drugs, and yet we as a society we're paying, you know, enormously high costs. Those are shared issues, and I think they should be American ones that we try to figure out.
Well, I mean, it's funny that you bring up the analogy of the car insurance companies, because with car insurance, I don't file my bill that I pay for an oil change with my insurance company. No one does. And I have dozens and dozens of car insurance companies to choose from, but only now we're only going to be able to choose from 2 or 3 different healthcare companies because some of these health insurers don't want to get on the state-run exchanges, and you have to be on the state-run exchange to provide insurance to Connecticut residents.
No, that's not true.
No?
No. No, the health exchange, and there's a lot of misinformation about this, and that's a really important point, I'm glad that you raised it. Our state only does have, on the private side, 3, for individuals, 3 companies that are participating in the exchange, but one of them is a new nonprofit.
One of them is a public-private partnership.
Right, exactly. And then it's also true on the small business side, there are 3 companies, and or 4, I think. We were disappointed, we wanted to see more companies now. Truth is, Connecticut has always had a very high base level of care. So Connecticut has a higher basic coverage than almost any other state. That's one of the reasons our premiums are higher, frankly, and that's been a policy decision within the state of Connecticut, through the legislature, through our Department of Insurance, to say, we want to make sure if you have health insurance, you can actually use it. Because some states actually, you could never really use your health insurance unless it was truly catastrophic. So that's a policy decision that people may agree or disagree with, whether you should have a catastrophic policy available. But the exchanges are in addition to whatever else is being offered in the marketplace. So that if you work for, GE, and you've got a plan through GE, there's no reason that should change. The only plans that really are changing are some of them that might have been below what the baseline level of care was. And I don't think we're seeing any of that in Connecticut, because frankly, again, our Department of Insurance has always had a very high minimum level. So it is, although our exchange does not have a very large number of companies or very large number of plans, we still have 3 levels for each of those 3 companies for individuals, so 9 plans to choose from. And I think 3 times 4, right, 12 plans to choose from for on small business. Jody's our expert, Jody Trustman is our expert, and can help anybody in navigating this system. We really do want to get good information out to you for you to make a choice that's right for your family, because truly everybody's got a different situation. People have different income levels, different medical needs, different concerns, and we can't help you with that. But it is not true that you must be one of those 3 companies. That is still, you can, whatever current plan you have, that should continue to be available.
May I add something to that?
Well, I said that they were going to be dropping 80,000 people because they weren't being able to go on the exchange, but so.
Well, we should, if they're doing that, we should be following up, because that's just not a matter of.
That was a story that was released back in August.